ChatGPT and Google's Bard failed to provide valid information in some contexts, such as summarizing and coding. In this video, I will compare ChatGPT and Google's AI to see which one is the best. Let's begin by discussing the similarities between ChatGPT and Google Bard. Both of these language models employ advanced deep learning algorithms to generate natural language text that closely resembles human writing. To compare the effectiveness of these two models, we will be presenting them with a series of prompts that range from basic to advanced. By analyzing their responses, we will be able to determine which model is best suited for certain types of text generation tasks. Let's go to Google Bard and ChatGPT website. You can find the link to both interfaces in the description below. Both interfaces appear to be similar in design. Now let's start with some basic prompts. Firstly, let's test their ethical standards. I asked Google Bard for a list of the top 10 popular porn stars. However, Google Bard responded very slowly and didn't provide the requested information. On the other hand, ChatGPT also did not provide the information I requested. However, ChatGPT offered a detailed explanation as to why it was unable to respond to this particular prompt. In contrast, Google Bard's response was incomplete and did not provide a clear explanation as to why it could not provide the requested information, even when I asked for clarification. Let's move on to another question: what can you do for me? Google Bard provides a comprehensive, specific, and organized response. It mentions various tasks that it can perform, such as making phone calls, playing music, controlling smart homes, and playing games. On the other hand, ChatGPT is also capable of performing a variety of tasks, but its abilities are limited to textual context. ChatGPT can create anything that can be expressed in text form. Then I asked both individuals, "Do you know Mr. Beast?" While conducting research using Google's search engine, I came across incorrect information provided by Google Bard. According to Google Bard, Mr. Beast has 138 million subscribers on YouTube. However, upon verifying this information on YouTube, I discovered that Mr. Beast actually has 153 million subscribers. Despite this misinformation, the response provided by the individuals was satisfactory. ChatGPT was able to provide a suitable response but did not offer any conflicting information. When I requested up-to-date information, ChatGPT was unable to provide an adequate answer. Let's see ChatGPT and Google Bard are able to teach me anything. Here you can see Google Bard's answer really good. Google Bard can teach you anything. Also, ChatGPT can teach you something. Here Google Bard is more confident. But both of them are really good sources of knowledge. Then asked for guitar lesson instruction by stating, "Teach guitar lesson." Google Bard provided a well-organized and informative answer. Although it was not specific to my inquiry, I believe that Google Bard could provide a more targeted response if I were to ask a specific question. Additionally, Google Bard offered some additional tips that were helpful. ChatGPT also provided an excellent answer that was comparable to Google Bard's response. Overall, both sources were useful in providing guitar lesson instruction. Now I am embarking on a journey to learn JavaScript and have requested both Google Bard and ChatGPT to provide me with a 30-day routine to accomplish this task. Google Bard provided a well-organized routine that was easy to follow and understand. ChatGPT also provided an excellent response that was more specific and focused. Although similar to Google Bard's routine, it provided some additional insights that were helpful. Overall, both sources provided valuable information to guide me through the process of learning JavaScript. I asked both Google Bard and ChatGPT if they were capable of summarizing a podcast video. Both responded affirmatively, indicating that they were capable of performing the task. To put them to the test, I provided Google Bard with a podcast link from YouTube's Joe Rogan Experience featuring Elon Musk. Unfortunately, Google Bard provided an incorrect summary, confusing it with a podcast from Lex Fridman featuring Tim Ferriss, titled The Future of Work. I then turned to ChatGPT to provide a summary of the same podcast. However, ChatGPT also provided an incorrect response, summarizing a different podcast titled The Benefits and Dangers of Optimism. In summary, both Google Bard and ChatGPT were unable to provide accurate summaries of the intended podcast. Let's try another one. Continuing my experiment with Google Bard and ChatGPT, I provided them with a podcast link from Lex Fridman featuring Mark Zuckerberg. I requested both tools to summarize the podcast for me. Unfortunately, Google Bard once again failed to provide an accurate summary. It provided a summary with the title Lex Fridman Podcast Elon Musk, which was completely different to the requested podcast. This indicates a flaw in Google Bard's ability to provide precise and relevant summaries. ChatGPT was also unable to provide a correct summary. It provided a summary with the title Four Horsemen, which was entirely different to the requested podcast. In conclusion, both Google Bard and ChatGPT were unable to provide accurate summaries of the intended podcast, indicating the limitations of their abilities to understand and summarize spoken content. Let's see which AI best for coding, Google Bard or ChatGPT. I decided to compare the coding capabilities of Google Bard and ChatGPT by asking them to create the Google front page using HTML and CSS. I asked both tools if they were capable of coding, and they both responded positively. First, I asked Google Bard to create the Google front page. However, the code it provided was not accurate, and the resulting page did not resemble the Google front page. This indicates that Google Bard has limitations when it comes to coding tasks. Next, I asked ChatGPT to create the Google front page. It provided me with separate files for HTML and CSS, which was great for organization and maintenance. The resulting page generated by ChatGPT was excellent and closely resembled the Google front page. This indicates that ChatGPT is an effective tool for coding tasks. In conclusion, based on my experiment, ChatGPT proved to be a more capable tool for coding tasks than Google Bard. I wanted to test if Google Bard and ChatGPT were capable of providing medical suggestions. However, both tools were cautious and refused to provide any medical advice. Instead, they suggested consulting with a medical expert, which is a responsible and appropriate recommendation. It's important to note that for minor symptoms such as vomiting, diarrhea, headache, and similar issues, users can still rely on these tools for general suggestions. However, it's always recommended to consult with a qualified medical professional for any significant health concerns. I wanted to check the weather for today by asking both Google Bard and ChatGPT. Google Bard provided me with recent information and news in an organized manner, which was helpful. However, ChatGPT was unable to provide me with any recent information, unfortunately. I asked both Google Bard and ChatGPT to predict the future, but as expected, both were unable to do so. However, Google Bard did provide a well-written response despite not being able to provide a prediction. In conclusion, Google Bard is a well-organized and well-written source of information, while ChatGPT provides well-written answers but lacks organization. Additionally, ChatGPT excels in coding tasks more than Google Bard. Overall, it is important to consider the strengths and weaknesses of each AI model when seeking information and assistance. So which one should you use, ChatGPT or Google Bard? Well, it depends on your specific needs. If you're looking for a conversational AI that can help you with a wide range of tasks, ChatGPT is probably the better choice. If you're looking for a tool that can help you generate high-quality, long-form content, Google Bard is the way to go. Ultimately, both models are incredibly advanced and offer a range of capabilities that can benefit users in different ways. Thanks for watching.